Hi, today's practice is very gentle and it will be all about the hips. So we will start on our backs on the mat. Whenever you're ready, just make your way there. Once you get to your mat, you'll just lay down, find what's easy, find what feels like peace, what feels like rest. And that can be legs long. That can be knees bent. That can be knees knocking into each other, maybe a butterfly position, or knees pointing straight up. And once you get there, just begin to settle into your body. Settle into your thoughts. And then settle into your breath. On your next exhale, empty your lungs completely. Inhale, feel your belly rise. Again, exhale. And inhale. Exhale. One more time, deep breath in. And out. On your next inhale, stretch your arms over your head. Reach your toes to the end of the mat. Big stretch like you just woke up. You can open and close your fists, roll your wrists, point and flex your feet, roll your ankles around. And then begin to hug your knees into your chest. It might feel good to rock a little side to side, or open and close the knees, kind of swivel the hips. Extend your feet straight up into the air for waterfall. For waterfall, your knees could be a little bit bent, or you can always support the backs of the legs. So if this feels really tricky for you, waterfall is not easy for everyone. If this is a posture that you get into with a lot of ease, that's great, but it might not be that way for you. So you can grab behind the knees and support the legs if you want. Bend your knees, take the feet to the outer edges of your mat, let your knees knock toward each other, and then we're just gonna windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Let both knees fall to the left side of your mat. Keeping the feet at the outer edges of the mat unless there's any pain in the knee or the hip, then you'll wiggle the feet a little closer toward the middle. Switch and drop your knees to the right. Bring your knees to the center, wiggle your feet to the center. Left foot stays, right knee comes in toward your chest. Extend your heel toward the ceiling. Again, bring your knee to your chest. Extend your heel toward the ceiling. Take your right ankle to your left knee for a figure four. This figure four can look just like this. It could also look something like this. Interlacing the fingers behind the back of your left leg. And then you've got options to hang out right here or right here. You could also drop both knees over to the left. A little bit, you're kind of pushing the right knee toward the wall in front of you. And take one more big breath in. Exhale, settle in. And then we'll come back through the center. Right foot meets the mat. Left knee comes into your chest. Left heel to the ceiling. Again, left knee to your chest. Left heel to the ceiling. Figure 4, left ankle to your right knee. Again, maybe you hang out right here. Maybe you pick your right leg up, interlace the fingers behind the back of the right leg. What you did on one side, you don't necessarily have to do on the other side. We're really just more about paying attention to the body, what it's requesting, and kind of responding to those needs. And then again, you can hang out right here, hang out here, or drop the knees over to the right this time. Tiny little bit, we're nudging that left knee toward the wall in front. Big breath in. Settle in on the breath out. Slow and easy, you come back through the middle. Take your left foot to meet the right. And then gently hug your knees to your chest. Or take happy baby. We'll start to rock this forward and back, making your way up to a seated position. And then from your seated position, come to all fours. Once in all fours, cat-cow, drop the rib cage low. And then round your back chin to chest. Again, you'll drop the rib cage, tip the tailbone, look up. Round your back chin to chest, press through the palms. Drop your rib cage, inhale, cow pose. Round your back, exhale, cat pose. One more time, cow. And one more time, cow. Coming to a neutral position, extend your right toes straight back. Cross the toes behind you, send the ribs over to the right, bring your chin toward your left shoulder. Your core is pretty active, so you're not slouching down into your lower back here. You're opening up through the right side of your body. You might feel that a little bit in your right hip. Pivot on your left knee, extend the right toes to the back of the mat. Right arm will go high, modified side plank, and maybe reach the right arm forward, a little more extension. Look forward, step forward, right foot goes to the top of the mat, low lunge. We'll take your low lunge to a half split, send the hips back, flex the foot. Again, shift forward to your low lunge, and then a half split. Shift forward, left palm plants, right hand goes to your thigh, turn and peek over the shoulder. Right hand to the inside of your right foot. You can hang out right here. If you feel like the hip feels open enough, you'll come down to one forearm or both forearms into your lizard lunge. If being on the palms, both hands to the inside of your foot feels too intense and you have blocks handy, you're gonna take your blocks to the inside and hang out there or here. So most of the people that will need to do this, if you're really tall and your legs are really here, but your back knee is down, then you're gonna need to use those blocks. Or if you're very immobile, it's been a long time since you've stretched, you've been riding a bike for a long time, you're a cyclist, if your hips in general just feel very tight and it feels like you can't get to the inside of the foot, use your blocks. You don't really need to push beyond a threshold that feels good to you. One hand to either side of the foot. Step back to downward facing dog and pedal the feet out. Release your knees to your mat. Extend your left toe straight back. Cross the toes behind you. Send the ribs to the left. Bring your chin to the right. And remember, we're keeping a little contraction of the core so that we're not slouching down into the lower back. Pass through the center, pivot on the right knee, left arm goes high, and maybe the left arm reaches forward. Look forward, step forward, left foot goes to the top of the mat, low lunge. Half split. Again to a lunge. And a half split. Find your lunge. Right palm plants, left hand to your thigh, turn and look over your shoulder. Left hand to the inside of your foot. Kind of find what feels good to you. Maybe staying on the palms, relaxing into that left hip. If over time, the longer that we're here, it feels good to you to come down to one forearm or both, you can do that. And then remember that those blocks are an option as well. And if you're somewhere in between being on the palms and the forearms and you have blocks, you could come to your forearms on the blocks. That's a good in-between space. One hand to either side of your left foot. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, ripple forward to a plank pose. Once in your plank pose, release your knees to the mat, modified plank, elbows in, lower all the way down. Hands in line with your chest, inhale and lift, roll the shoulders back, cobra. Exhale and lower, bring your left knee up toward the left elbow, 90-degree angle or so, and then lower down so that you're resting and allowing the left hip to open. Where you move this knee to is really up to you. So it could go higher, it also could go lower, and then you can kick the foot out more or pull it in tighter. Take a few moments to kind of adjust, find where you want to be, and then settle into that. If you have a blanket or a towel handy, you may find that you want to slip it under your knee just for some support if that doesn't feel good on the hardwood. And then if you're here and this feels pretty good to you, you can stay as long as you want. If you want a little more, you're going to come up on the forearms, dig the forearms into the mat, and just gently pull the chest forward. Lift the crown of the head high. Different bodies are going to feel this in different spaces. I actually feel this more in my right hip, but you might feel it more in your left. Slowly, we'll lower the chest back down. Left foot goes to meet the right forehead on your mat. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs side to side. Straighten your left leg, and then same thing with the right side. Bring the right leg up to about a 90-degree angle, and then once you get there, you're gonna decide knee higher, knee lower, foot in or foot out, and then just settle into that space. Again, maybe slipping a blanket under the right knee for some support. Seeing if you can relax the right glute, relax the right hip. And then deciding if you want to stay there a little longer or if you want to come up to Sphinx in the upper body, shoulders right over the elbows, forearms kind of digging into your mat and then pulling the chest forward. Pulling the crown of the head high, Just putting only as much effort into this as you want. Take your time. We're going to slowly lower the chest back down. Right foot to meet the left. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper your legs. Straighten your legs. Hands in line with your chest. Inhale and lift to cobra or upward facing dog. Tabletop. Curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Lift your right leg up. And bring the right knee through for pigeon. Right knee comes forward. Walk the hands forward. And then settle in. If the forehead doesn't comfortably meet the mat, you can always stack your fists. Or if you have a block handy, rest the forehead on a block. And if that doesn't feel like enough, one block can go underneath your hip, especially if the hips feel really tight. If that feels like too much, maybe you just slip a towel underneath the hip. The longer we're here, see if you can begin to pay attention to what happens to the body. If you notice that the muscles start to tighten up, that's okay. Bring the awareness to the breath and send the exhales to the hips. See if you can begin to soften. And maybe it's not necessarily that the hip will soften for you, but could you soften the jaw? Could you relax tension in the hands and the feet? Could you soften the thoughts? And just those subtle little things will start to create some space in other places in the body. Take your time. We're going to walk the hands back. And step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. Left leg up. Left knee pulls through for pigeon. All the time that you need. Again, prop up however you want. So maybe your forehead on a block, maybe something right underneath the hip, a towel, another yoga mat, a block. A block is what I have to show you. It's a little much for me, but that could go right there. And then wherever you land, wherever you go, once you get there, can you just be there? Can you be in your body? Can you be with your breath? Can you be with your thoughts? Take your time. Start to walk your hands back. Step your left foot back to your downward facing dog. Take your time. Pedal your feet. And then drop your knees down. Swing your legs around. We'll find butterfly, soles of the feet will come together. Hands on the ankles or hands on the knees, a little fold forward. Lift the chest, bring your knees together. Slowly lower down to your back. Hug your knees into your chest, rock a little side to side. Keep your right knee in, extend your left leg long. Gently take the knee across the body to twist. Come back through the middle. Left knee comes in. Right leg goes long. Take your knee across the body and twist. Back through the middle. Knees to chest. You can finish with happy baby or waterfall. And then in your own time, in your own way, final Shavasana. Taking up some space. Maybe acknowledging some newfound space in the hips and the lower back and the hamstrings. Scanning over the body. If there's an opportunity, letting go of any tension that's not needed in the hands or the feet. That little space between the eyebrows, your jaw. And then simply settling into this space for as long as you would like before beginning your day or heading to bed.